So, guys, did we just see the trick and trap? Because that is a mean wick, and we need to talk about some signals that are behind it. Maybe go look over at volatility and stuff like that. But it is the weekend. So, first, I really wanted to get through and do some of the macro side of things just really, really briefly. And then I'd like to really go into those weekly expected moves in the 2 hour and 30-minute chart. And I really want to go look over at volatility. I think volatility is going to be great to pay attention to over the next few trading sessions. So we will watch that very carefully. But there's something fishy happening when you do see a wick like this. So let's just get into it and say right off the bat, look at the daily chart. If this would have not wicked up and started to confirm lower, we would be definitely going into that negative territory. And yes, we can get those bounces, but we would be very, very likely to continue to roll. The fact that we were able to wick up makes this a lot more interesting, and that's where we have to talk about volatility later, so stick around for that. Oh, and at the end of this video, guys, we did have a bunch of people during the live sessions they asked a lot of questions about the course because of the 80% off summer sale. I will be, if you want to go to the end of the video and come back, or if you want to just watch the entire video, that way you get there. At the end of this video, I'm going to show the entire curriculum. I'm going to show, it'll have the time for how long it'll take each video. If you want to try to look through that, because that's a big question. I always say you can take it in like a weekend, and the end of the month is just a great time. A weekend is a great time to take it. So I'd love to show you what is in that, and that'll be at the end of this video. We will show you the full curriculum for the full technical analysis course that is 80% off. If the daily chart is able to curl up here in positive territory, we still have to say what, test the high, potentially go make a new one. We will include both of these highs in that test. But as we start to potentially break through some critical resistances, maybe we can continue to the upside. So if the daily chart's able to curl up, that means good things. Remember that we are still at risk as of right now. We need to go look at volatility and work that out early on next week if we're going to be able to turn this around. But as of right now, if what continues, so if what is happening right now does persist, or whatever the word is, then we will most likely be seeing the weekly pullback, and we most likely will be seeing a test of 700 at the least. So I just wanted to point that out. The weekly chart, if it does cross to the downside, though, that is still considered a pullback, and most likely it will create a great buying opportunity. Daily chart, though, still the thing to pay attention to while it is by the center line, and we will be going back over to the SPY later. I know that the charts are in a different color. I'm going to switch those. I accidentally did that for today. But yes, this here will be touched on again when we get to the shorter time frames. But I just wanted to show off the Qs. The Qs in a similar boat, right? They haven't broken this low. Like the SPY, which I find very interesting that they didn't really show, at least we don't view the wick up in here in the daily chart at all. If the daily is able to curl up, test the high, go make a new one, right? So we were hoping this would be nice and simple, and the 2 hour just curl up. Once we get to this 716, we gap below, we mess around down in the lower areas. So we'll go over those shorter time frames. The big deal here is, I think, to just remind yourself that if you do see a big moment of volatility, like if volatility does increase, which we still have to look at for this reversal signal I wanted to talk about on volatility, this right here will still be a pullback. It is very important to keep that in your mind if we start to head to the downside. If we start for a test of like 635 or something like that, if it gets really ugly for the Qs because the Qs really surge to the upside, you have to still understand that the higher probable thing is the weekly chart is just pulling back. Okay, and it's going to be some type of correction for the time being. So we need to consider IWM at this point, and just consider that this as well is saying the same thing. You have zero indices here suggesting that you have major reversal signals on the weekly chart. You have zero signals here suggesting that you have a major crash coming right now. All you have is you are testing the annual expected moves for the Qs and IWM. If we do see that as resistance, which it is acting like resistance right now, at least for the Qs, IWM just tried to break above it. Then we can see reversals, we can see pullbacks and things like that. But these things are way too positive to suggest that this is just some kind of easy plot for some kind of crash out of nowhere. There are no signals that suggest that at this point. I will notify you when they do. Trust me, I love me a good crash signal. I don't see them, but I do see a potential signal here, which is IWM triple divergence for the daily chart on the MACD and RSI at the same time. We just don't have this confirmed. If this were to confirm, you have a signal here for some kind of drop, maybe even a big one, right? Maybe it's a big one because IWM on the weekly chart could pull all the way back down to that 270 if it really wanted to. So we need to consider this. This could be taking place very, very soon, but we need to watch what actually happens in the SPY, in the Qs, and IWM early next week on the shorter time frames. So we're going to go over volatility on the bigger time frames because this is a bad signal. But on the shorter ones, we actually have something in here that is suggesting that this can turn down. So we will be considering that because the whole point of this is if this daily fails right here, then we could potentially squeeze just a little bit higher. And we are looking for the weekly chart to overall make that higher low, which most likely could take place still at 1504. But if this daily is able to roll, we might end up going all the way to 1212. That is where we like to set some pretty darn big traps. So the weekly chart is going to we're like, hey, if the weekly chart curls up, there's your weekly pullback. You're getting it right there. The daily chart's a great hint signal suggesting it's highly probable. But as of right now, it could be rolling. So let's go over the shorter time frames on volatility, and then we'll rebound back over to the SPY. If we go into the 2-hour chart, this is the signal that I'm talking about. We actually mentioned it live. We mentioned it in a YouTube video. We mentioned that if you do cross this up, you are at risk of that big volatility coming in. But if you're able to go to these type of levels and make some kind of divergence point, then we would actually have a reversal signal suggesting upside. That's right. VIX here, this confirmation on this bar right here is saying, hey, we can now see the market bottom in some fashion. Maybe even a daily move is coming for some kind of bottom. That's what this signal says. In order for this signal to be completely invalidated, it would need to curl up while it is near the center line. So if it does curl up near the center line, we're back to some kind of correction narrative. But as of right now, the VIX is not shaping up. Right now, the confirmations do not suggest that we are going to see some kind of crash, some kind of correction right this second. So we will consider that with the SPY. Does that mean that we can't, curl down and does it mean we can't make a lower high over here and end up rolling? No, of course, we're going to just pay attention to the 2-hour chart on the SPY here. And if this curls up and we make a lower high, it is very likely that we are heading down at least to test somewhere in the bottom of this wick. So I would consider that if we curl to the upside, I need to watch for any potential rolling. Your weekly expected move of 749.25 to the upside might be an area to watch for that particular rolling, because if we connect the dots here, it starts to add up to something interesting, and that is the weekly expected move lines up with a pretty good trend line there for this consolidation overall that's taking place. That's what you have to call it at this point, because it is just kind of ping-ponging back and forth. It's kind of like a flag, if you will, kind of forming in the early stages on the bigger time frame. So to the downside, though, if you're not able to curl that up and this wick means nothing, which I do think it means something, I think it's a trick and trap. 708.73, I think because of volatility signal, we have to consider that this is a trick and trap right there. 708.33, though, just in case there is some downside. 737.33 for the daily and 720.65 for the daily downside. The 30-minute chart here, if this 30-minute is curled down, then it would say, hey, we can head all the way down to these type of areas. I don't know why the dailies, by the way, the dailies are what I make the ranges off of. So when we go into these shorter time frames, you will notice that the price is much higher than where the actual close was on the daily scale. But I do use the daily chart for that. So I just wanted to mention that if you think this looks weird, it does. I have rarely seen this, to be 100% honest with you, this bad at least. But the 30 minutes crossed down. So as of right now, if we're just going to continue to head down, we could test the bottom area there. But if we're able to curl to the upside here, this would be pretty much a higher low if you consider the MACD as the higher low. With the price action, this is obviously a lower low with the wick. So the 30-minute here, What you would want to see on Monday is a curl up early on in the week. If that curl up takes place, you can go positive. That pretty much says we are going to test that weekly expected move. If we create reversal signals here, we do have some pretty good resistances in that area. The Qs, I'm just going to read these off. We see the similar thing, right? This maybe has more of an argument for some type of divergence, some type of like triple bottom, double bottom, if you will. But let's just read off daily moves 7, 16, 18, right? Curls up. We can get there. Do we curl up? And that signal would be closer to the center line. So that means we can get a 2-hour move to the upside, which brings intact your weekly expected move 734.08. If these things are not able to curl up, though, you have 2 points to pay attention to of 696.86. And if we want to go lower, then you would consider 678.96 to the downside. IWM daily expected moves. This is another one that is kind of off. The daily is up here. The 2-hour is down here. It is something interesting. I've never seen it that bad before, but we do get 303.21 to the upside and 296.45 to the downside. We have some major reversal signals here that have confirmed. And overall, has it been violated? Well, the 30-minute would need to curl up to start that violation. And then the 2-hour would say it is completely invalid if I curl to the upside. So the 30-minute here watching this early on would say, hey, if we can do this, we might be continuing for the time being. Overall, guys, I think the market is in an interesting state. I think the best signal we have here is the 2-hour chart for volatility, and we can watch volatility very carefully and know kind of which way this market is leaning at any point while we're in this area for the VIX. At the end of this video, I did want to, and I know I kind of just rambled and went through it very quickly, but I just really wanted to get all of that information out there. And then at the end here, I did want to show you guys the curriculum to the course. I think this is very, very important. This is the full technical analysis course. This is where you learn about indicators, divergence, weekly ranges, and I even give you an option strategy for high volatility. I call it the doubling option strategy. The first part of the video is just a basic, hey, what we're going to go through and stuff like that. And then we get into the MACD and RSI straight away. Understanding your indicators and understanding how to get them on your charts and things like that is important. We go through some basic support and resistance and talk about gaps a little bit. The most useful thing to learn, in my opinion, is divergence. I think divergence creates the best opportunities. You notice that we go through that for a pretty good amount of time, for about 21 minutes. I try in every single video to give examples very thoroughly, even if it is for a whole 5 minutes at the end. There's a few where we go through tons of examples of it. Volatility, I think it's just great to understand some key little things about volatility. We go through weekly ranges, and actually pretty much we try to give you information on why you can trust them. And then we talk about the strategy. Once you learn how to trust these ranges, you learn what they actually are, then you can actually understand or better utilize the doubling option strategy. A lot of the ending parts here, these are things that we add over time. So if we ever add anything, you don't have to pay extra or anything like that. You just come in. These are like there's like 3 or 4 videos we added like last year. Your mentality has always been here, though. We do talk about some mental notes about trading and things like that. And then we talk a lot about risk management. Obviously, those kind of go hand in hand. Understanding yourself is a very, very good thing, but I do give some of my risk management as far as position sizes with some percentages, and we use some basic examples. We do talk about a couple of other topics, being kind of how to not get screwed, pretty much when to get out of a trade. That would be the managing a trade section. And then we talk about the 5-day. People really like the 5-day, and we added some things as far as price action zones and price action in general. So there's a lot of material here, but it is pretty condensed. I do want to say that it is pretty condensed. It's, when you read it off like that, you're like, man, this is going to take forever. There's I think about 4 hours of material there to get through. And if you can get a really good handle on that, you can always go back and look at it. It will be a very beneficial thing to you, because it'll teach you a lot about times where the market becomes very trick and trappy, especially like this monthly expected move example. And understanding what to look for in these areas is a very, very good thing. So I do hope that some of you guys decide to take that this weekend while it's 80% off. But I hope you have a great weekend with family even more. I really, really do. I hope that you guys are out there spending time with friends and family. It's an important time to love each other, because there's a lot of stuff going on. The internet does produce a lot of that hate. So let's spread some love out there and go hang out with family this weekend too. All right. Get that course done. and then go hang out with family. Thank you guys so much and have a great rest of your day. Peace out.